Joe Rogan. He went from being a stand-up comedian and TV host to becoming the most influential voice in modern media. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, dominates the charts, reaches millions of listeners, and has landed him exclusive deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars. How did he do it? What made Joe Rogan rise to the top in a world full of noise and competition? Today, we're breaking down the key moves, mindset, and strategies that made him a powerhouse in the media world. And more importantly, what you can learn to elevate your own influence. Welcome to Chad Guys, the brotherhood where we analyze the most successful men and give you the blueprint to make their power moves your own. If you're here to dominate your career, build influence, and become someone people can't ignore, hit that subscribe button and join the Chad Guys army. Let's get into it. Principle number 1, relentless consistency. One of the first things you would need to understand about Joe Rogan's rise to dominance is his relentless consistency. The Joe Rogan Experience isn't some one-off random project. He's been grinding out episodes since 2009, putting in the work week after week, year after year. While most people get bored or burn out, Rogan stayed the course, releasing thousands of episodes and building a massive library of content. Lesson number 1, consistency is king. Too many men fail to achieve their goals because they give up too soon. They want results fast, and when they don't get them, they quit. Joe Rogan knew that success is a long game. He put in the hours, stayed committed, and trusted the process. If you want to achieve greatness, you need to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, and even when you're not getting immediate rewards. Consistency isn't just about hard work. It's about creating momentum that builds over time. Think about what you're trying to achieve. Whether it's building a business, getting in shape, or growing a social media presence, ask yourself, are you willing to stick with it for years, even when no one's paying attention? Because that's what separates the average from the extraordinary. Start thinking long-term and be relentless. Success is earned, not given. Principle number 2, authenticity. Joe Rogan is as real as it gets. He doesn't put on a facade or try to be something he's not. He's open, curious, and willing to have honest conversations, even if they're controversial. This authenticity is what draws people in. Whether he's talking to a scientist, a comedian, or a controversial figure, he remains unapologetically himself. People respect him for it, even if they don't always agree with his opinions. Lesson number 2. Be unapologetically authentic. In a world full of fake personas and curated social media images, authenticity stands out. People are tired of BS, and they crave real, genuine connections. If you want to build influence and have people listen to you, you need to be true to who you are. That means having the courage to speak your mind, admit when you're wrong, and be open about your interests and beliefs. Joe Rogan doesn't try to be perfect, and that's why people trust him. Ask yourself, are you being your true self, or are you trying to be someone you think people want you to be? Embrace your quirks, share your real thoughts, and don't be afraid of being polarizing. The right people will respect you for being real, and the wrong people? Who cares about them? Authenticity is a magnet for the right kind of audience. Principle number 3, a mindset of curiosity. One of Joe Rogan's greatest strengths is his insatiable curiosity. He's genuinely interested in learning, exploring new ideas, and understanding different perspectives. This curiosity fuels his conversations and makes them engaging. He asks questions not just to fill time, but to dive deep and really learn from his guests. This mindset has allowed him to create content that's both entertaining and enlightening. Lesson number 3, never stop being curious. Too many men get complacent. They stop learning, stop asking questions, and think they know it all. But true growth comes from constant curiosity. Be like Joe Rogan, always hungry to learn more. Read books, listen to people with different views, and challenge your own thinking. Curiosity not only makes you more knowledgeable, but also more interesting to be around. This curiosity also keeps you humble. When you approach life as a student, not an expert, you stay open to new possibilities and ideas. And here's the thing. Curious people attract opportunities. When you show genuine interest in others, you make powerful connections and gain insights that can take you to the next level. So keep learning, keep asking questions, and stay curious. Principle number 4, adaptability. Joe Rogan didn't just stumble upon success. He adapted and evolved with the times. He started as a stand-up comedian and TV host, then transitioned into podcasting before it was mainstream. He was early to the game, saw the potential, and went all in. Even when podcasting was seen as a niche hobby, he stayed committed, and when the world caught up, he was already dominating. Rogan also adapts to his guests, switching between different tones and approaches depending on who he's talking to. Lesson number 4, be adaptable and seize opportunities. The world is constantly changing, and if you're not adapting, you're falling behind. Keep an eye out for new trends, opportunities, and ways to pivot. Whether it's in your career, your business, or your personal life, stay flexible. Don't get so attached to one way of doing things that you miss out on something better. Joe Rogan saw the future of long-form, unfiltered content and went for it. You need to be just as open to seizing opportunities when they come your way. Adaptability is also about being versatile. Rogan can switch from talking about MMA to discussing philosophy or space exploration, and that makes him dynamic. Work on being versatile in your own life. Develop multiple skills, learn about different fields, and be the kind of man who can thrive in any situation. The more adaptable you are, the harder it will be for life to knock you down. Principle number 5, fearless pursuit of controversial conversations. Joe Rogan isn't afraid to have difficult or controversial conversations. He doesn't back down from topics that most media personalities would avoid. He's had everyone from Elon Musk to controversial political figures on his podcast, and he's willing to dive into polarizing subjects. This fearlessness has made him both loved and hated, but it's also why he's so influential. He doesn't shy away from difficult topics. He embraces them. Lesson number 5, don't fear controversy, embrace it. If you want to be influential, you can't be afraid to ruffle some feathers. Playing it safe won't get you noticed. Be willing to have the conversations others are too scared to have. This doesn't mean being reckless or disrespectful, but it does mean standing your ground and being willing to challenge ideas. Joe Rogan knows that real growth happens in the space between disagreement and understanding. He doesn't censor himself or his guests, and that's what makes his podcast so compelling. If there's a topic you're passionate about, don't hold back just because you think it might be controversial. Speak your truth, but do it with respect and a willingness to listen. Controversy can be a double-edged sword, but if you handle it well, it can elevate you to a position of real influence. Remember, the goal isn't to be liked by everyone. It's to be respected for being genuine and fearless. The final takeaway, creating a platform for diverse voices. One of Joe Rogan's biggest strengths is his ability to bring a wide range of people onto his podcast. From scientists and entrepreneurs to comedians and athletes, he's built a platform where different ideas and perspectives can coexist. This diversity keeps his audience engaged and creates a sense of community around open, honest dialogue. Lesson number 6, surround yourself with diverse perspectives. Don't just stick to people who think and act like you. Expand your circle and learn from different walks of life. This will make you more well-rounded, open-minded, and ultimately more influential. Joe Rogan's podcast is a success because it's a melting pot of ideas. The more you expose yourself to different viewpoints, the stronger and more versatile your own ideas will become. So, how did Joe Rogan become the most powerful voice in media? By being relentlessly consistent, unapologetically authentic, insatiably curious, adaptable to change, fearless in the face of controversy, and open to diverse perspectives. These are principles you can apply to your own life to build influence and make your mark on the world. Hit that subscribe button and join the Chad Guys Army. We're here to break down the moves of powerful men and give you the tools to become one yourself.